I mean, maybe you've heard, it reminds me of the old tale of the two wolves.
I haven't. Continue.
So there's the one wolf who's very negative and pleasure seeking and resentful and competitive. And then the other wolf, which is compassionate and more accepting. And I'm not even sure the dichotomy, but the characteristic difference is negative and positive. And the question at the end is, well, which wolf wins? And it's the one that you feed. Right. So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, like we have something in our brain called the reticular activating system, RAS. And I mean, basically we have access to billions of bits of data all around us. And the human brain is pretty phenomenal. It's picking up around 11 million bits per second, but we're only conscious of like 40 to 50 of the 11 million bits per second. And so that reticular activating system is helping us to hone in on whatever it is that we're looking for. So Homo sapiens as a species has survived for millennia by saying, okay, I need to find food. Well, then our brains start scanning for food. And so whatever we look for is what we're going to be able to focus on. And so we leverage the reticular activating system to find the things that are actually inherently good in a particular situation that might be challenging.
Yeah, like the most basic way I could think about it is it's like we have these like these things that we see in life, whether it be figures of speech or actual ideas, like surround yourself with a company. You know, the company you keep tells me more about you than possibly tell me about yourself. So it's kind of like the same way. It's like the energy that you attract is kind of put out in the world. But once again, that's very well said, that we have two wolves, and which wolf are you going to feed? You know, it's like the contrast of one another. I mean, it's easy to say be positive or be negative, but the actual idea of wolves inside you, I think that's pretty powerful. I like that. I've never heard of that. That's cool. That's right on my alley, because I mean, I think when we see a lot of things like the things you mentioned, I think the average person can get kind of overwhelmed by these terms and terminology and just be like, okay, like what does all this mean? But when you break it down into examples like that, like you said in your bio, you have bite-sized, tips, bite-sized tricks to make yourself more productive. So that's something that, if you wouldn't mind speaking on, like bite-sized, like, is that something that you learned through your journey as a professional, where it's easier to make digestible content for people to comprehend so that they don't get overwhelmed with their healing journey? Yeah,
you hit the nail on the head. We live in this bite-sized, literally, we live by sound bites and memes and essentially poetry. If you think about it, it's short form conveying potent messages. But I think, in the modern world, it doesn't matter how old you are. We're looking at a video and we're like, click it. How long? Is this longer than 3 minutes? Like, I don't have time. Right?
Yeah.
So these pocket-sized techniques, bite-sized, I always say they're pocket-sized techniques, and you don't need a pocket. They're simple things that you can memorize that become cellular, that through repetition you lean on instead of going to the default.
Yeah.
And to me, the default of our 3D world is the 3Ds: deny, distract, dissociate. We're not actually engaging and paying attention and processing the emotions. Instead, we're looking at all the different avenues that we have to deny how we feel, distract ourselves from the pain, and dissociate what is actually causing the pain. Because when we go through difficult situations in life, it can be actually physically painful. Even though it's an emotional epoch, an emotional era, an emotional event, it can feel actually physically painful in the body. I don't know. Do you resonate with that? Do you feel like during high emotionally charged eras of your life, there can be physical pain associated with it?
Yeah, for me, it's like my energy. For me, it's like my energy just becomes drained. Like when my spirit isn't feeling it, or my spirit isn't calibrated, or if I'm going through something, my energy I feel it just withdrawn. I mean, and there's some people that distract themselves with productivity.